Hi, Sarah here. I just wanted to have a quick chat with you about channel memberships and why I don't ever see myself doing one. But just to let you know, I will actually be posting a bonus video early next week as part of a challenge. So if you're looking for more sewing related content, I will have another video out for you early next week. And let me just say quickly that I wanted to do this video as part of a response to other videos I've been seeing in the sewing community. So I haven't really written down my thoughts, so it might be a little bit more off the cuff than normal, and hopefully we can just get through it. So I've been noticing recently that a lot of channels that I watch have been talking about channel memberships. I think that YouTube is maybe giving out bonuses or something for starting a membership, and I just don't ever see myself doing that, and I wanted to explain my reasons why. I do want to say that this is not a value judgment on anyone else's decision. Like, everybody has to make that decision for themselves. This is strictly about my opinion and why I personally feel like it's just not the right thing for me at this time. Now, if somehow you're not familiar, YouTube has been promoting channel memberships where you can sign up at a monthly subscription fee and get extra perks. Those perks can be a lot of different things, from private access to videos to bonus things that other people don't get to see, lives, and probably some other things that I haven't really looked into too deeply. Now, one of the primary reasons why I don't ever see myself doing channel memberships is because I don't have the time to devote to it. I work a full-time job, and this YouTube channel already takes up a substantial amount of my free time, so I actually have a lot less crafting time than I used to because of this channel. Now, I don't mind because I feel like I get a lot of benefits out of doing a channel, but opening up a membership would just require even more of my time, because this is just me personally. I don't feel right about having people subscribe to a membership where they essentially don't really get anything. Like, if you're just getting access to the videos early, or there's like little badges or something that you can have, to me, that's kind of worthless. Like, if I started a membership, I would actually want to offer something of value. So maybe like lives, like a Q&A session or a kind of a chatty sort of session live would be something that I think could be a real benefit. Or doing tutorials, which I never ever have time to do because they just take up so much time and effort. Or maybe even something like personal styling sessions. I think that could actually be really fun, where maybe I go one-on-one with somebody and go through the closet and help them build a capsule wardrobe or something like that. Those are all things that in my current life, I just don't have time to do. And I just don't feel right about charging people money if I'm not actually going to give them something of benefit. Earlier on in my YouTube journey, I kind of went through that hustle culture sort of evolution where I was trying to do things to monetize the channel. And I had the dream that a lot of people have, which is maybe this could take off and I could quit my day job and do this full time. But I quickly realized that I just didn't think that that was right for me, because number one, it lacks stability, which is terrifying to me. Not having steady income, the idea of that just makes me panic. And also, I'm just pretty sure that if I tried to turn this into a job, that I would end up hating it, because I would have to devote so much time to it. It would be work. It wouldn't be fun anymore. And for me, I would rather just take the steady paycheck at the job that has nice benefits and all of that. So it's just too much uncertainty for me, and I just wouldn't want to pour in all of the effort that it would take to really grow this channel to a level where it could actually support me financially. Also, just being honest, I don't really think I have the personality for that. I think that people who are successful on YouTube are relatable to a lot of people, and I just feel like I have a much more niche sort of appeal, and that's okay with me, but it's really not a good recipe for universal success. I don't know if you've noticed or not, but because of that reason, I've mostly stopped doing sponsored content also. The only way that I would do it at this point is if there was a product that I really, really, truly liked and that I thought made sense for my channel, and if they paid me an adequate amount for the time that it would take to produce that video. If you have a YouTube channel, or if you're on Instagram, you probably get requests like every single day. I get requests from kind of crazy things where people want me to review their products, and I just delete all of those. If it's from a real company, then I will politely send a letter back that I'm not interested, or if it is something that I'm genuinely interested in, I might ask for more feedback. But for the most part, it just hasn't been financially worth it for me. To date, there's only been one sponsorship opportunity that was actually financially worth it for me, and all the rest of them have just been a waste of time, basically. So at this point, I mostly just do YouTube for fun and the sense of community that I get out of it, and any monetary benefit that I get from AdSense. It's just kind of icing on the cake. I don't depend on that income. So for me, it doesn't make sense to do channel memberships and try to grind and like churn out all this extra income when that's not really my primary goal of the channel, at least not right now. Now, I am going to mention this just one time because I feel like someone's going to look in the description box and then call me a hypocrite. But I just want to say that I do have a Ko-fi account, and I list it down in the description box of all my videos. Very early on in my YouTube journey, I had a couple of people ask me if I had one, and so I set one up. But I have never, ever mentioned it on this channel, and this will probably be the last time I ever talk about it ever again. I have it there in case people want to support me, but I also don't want to talk about it because I don't want anyone to think that I'm begging them for money. I do appreciate every single person who has donated to that account, and I'm very, very grateful, but it's definitely not expected, and I don't want to set up that it is an expectation, so that's why I don't talk about it. Now, the only way that I could see myself ever changing my mind and deciding to do a membership is if something catastrophic happened, like I lost my job, God forbid. And in that case, I might actually need the income, and theoretically, I would have more time on my hands if I wasn't working full-time anymore. And maybe at that point I would reconsider, because then that income is much more of a necessity rather than an extra. But let's hope that that never comes to pass. That is literally the only scenario that I can think of where I would ever change my mind. The other thing that I haven't really seen other people bring up, but just it's a personal feeling that I think is important to address, is that not even talking about me, but when people have these memberships and people are subscribing and paying a monthly fee, I feel like it sort of makes parasocial relationships worse, where when you're paying for something, you feel like you're entitled to more access. And I have always been a very private individual. Like, I feel very uncomfortable with giving out too much information about my life. Like, I don't want people to know specifically where I live. I just feel like that's dangerous. And I have had a few comments in the past where people like recognize my backgrounds, and so they'll mention where I was, and I delete those comments because it freaks me out and it just makes me feel super uncomfortable. And so if I were opening myself up to a membership, I just feel like I'm giving people license to feel like they deserve access to me because they're paying for it. And it's just not a concept that I feel very comfortable with. I don't want to feel like I owe someone friendship or advice or whatever because they're paying me a monthly subscription fee. Like, I want to have a relationship with people when I feel like I actually have a relationship with them. So the whole idea of having a subscription model and giving people this extra access, it makes me feel really nervous, and I just don't think that I would really want to go there. I also really don't ever see myself subscribing to anyone else's memberships, not because I don't like people and I don't want to support my friends, but more because in the past, like people that I followed on Instagram or people that I've read their blogs like way back in the day, I have felt like I really supported them and I liked the things that they made. And then one day I would wake up and read something and realize that their values are very, very different from mine, to the point where I no longer want to support this person. And I just feel like if memberships had existed at that time, if I had been financially supporting them and then realized that they believed in things that I was very uncomfortable with, that I would probably have a lot of regret and I'd probably feel pretty angry. And I know that, of course, that that's not going to happen in every case. But the truth is, you don't really know anyone that you see online. You only get to see the picture that they present of themselves. And there's always the case that they could be hiding something. I watch a ton of like TikTok drama videos because I just find them fascinating. And there's just so many stories of people who present themselves a certain way and they get really famous for it. And then you find out things about them that they've been hiding. And I am kind of getting off track here, but the point is, I don't want to give these people money when I don't actually know them. And I don't actually know that there's someone that I really do want to support. So obviously everyone can do whatever they want with their own money. And I'm not saying that there are never going to be people out there who are worth supporting with these memberships, but I just personally feel like that's not right for me. And let's not forget that everything is turning into a membership these days, and I'm a little bit tired of it. I already have so many subscriptions to all these various things, and I just don't need more mental clutter just taking up that space in my life. So that's really all I had to say about it. Just a quick video sharing my thoughts. Let me know in the comments what you think about channel memberships, because I do feel like it's something that's going to keep growing and growing, and we're going to see a lot more of it. And it's perfectly okay if you don't agree with my perspective, but please just keep it respectful in the comments. Thank you so much for watching this video, and like I said, I will have another video early next week that's more about the sewing. So if you want to watch that, I highly encourage you to subscribe to my channel in case you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video.